Consent is an unequivocal yes. Consent is feeling comfortable at all times.
Consent is a total, complete willingness to participate in whatever activity you're engaging in, expressed enthusiastically and wholeheartedly.
Just anything, like even like touching someone, you should ask for consent.
All the time. Yeah, anytime.
Consent needs to take place continuously and not just before any activity. Every change needs to be consented to.
Consent is important because when you're with someone, you really need to feel comfortable. You really need to understand each other and be able to ask those questions.
It's important that human interaction is like a positive experience. The second it becomes a negative experience, it's just like a whole nother ballgame. We were with another guy friend and he thought it was very okay to like be very touchy and like say a lot of things that implied a lot of things.
So sometimes I'll be like dancing maybe like at a club, and if guys will come over and like grab me sometimes, or my friends even, and I think that people accept it as part of like club and party culture.
The lack of consent in that situation made both of us feel really, really uncomfortable, and it made her feel a little bit unsafe, and that was just wrong.
In one instance like that where I feel like kind of like my control and like my choice to dance with who I want to is taken away, and then that just kind of puts a bummer on the whole night, just trying to like swat away like gross men.
There's an absence of consent and you have some serious problems arising, like not knowing if it was sexual assault or rape because the other person didn't give you a yes, or you didn't ask.
The person who maybe didn't give their consent but it still went ahead, they might feel violated emotionally, physically. It could be a very traumatic experience for them.
Without consent of like touching someone or like talking about certain topics, you can make another person feel really uncomfortable, and that's just like, it's not a way to cultivate like good relationships or like have a good time with anyone.
Maybe it's that I've gotten older, but I feel like there's been a lot of talk about consent, and that does like change people's perceptions when you're constantly hearing about consent.
Oh yeah, definitely. The more you hear about it, the more you think about it.
I think we need to make consent cool. Like right now, it's kind of like, it's like the thing to go without consent or like to force a girl to do anything you want. We see that in movies. I think like we need to make consent cool through like films, through just talking about it, through like friend groups.
I would like to see from whether it's like administratively or coming out of one of our many student offices, a push to have that conversation and to have it in a very rigorous manner, because it is incredibly important, I think, for just the well-being of all students on this campus.
Comparing sexual behavior to everyday interactions is one way to make this topic less alien and more understandable.
Imagine that you and a partner are at an ice cream bar preparing delicious sundaes for one another. There are a few flavors of ice cream and different flavors to put on the toppings. First, you have to ask your partner, do you want ice cream? And how much ice cream do you want?
Then there's the toppings. Do they want toppings? Which ones? Don't make assumptions that your partner wants rainbow sprinkles instead of chocolate ones just because that's what you prefer. Don't assume that they want sprinkles at all.
Once they enthusiastically agree that they want a topping, make sure to ask how much. Just because your partner says that they want chocolate chips does not tell you if they prefer a spoonful or the bowl.
When eating your ice cream together, remember, even if they said that they wanted 3 scoops of double chocolate, it does not mean anything about your ice cream preparing capabilities if they realize they aren't able to finish eating it all. And you have no obligation to finish eating all of your ice cream either.
When you can put consent in terms as simple as preparing delicious ice cream, it becomes easy to see how realizing consent at a smaller scale can help prevent the escalation of violations leading to sexual assault or even rape.
Consent is not just a preventative measure, but also a means of enhancement. According to a 2013 study, factors such as greater physical response, feelings of safety, comfort, and agreement or wantedness, and nonverbal indicators all increase sexual satisfaction. Therefore, the data says that seeking consent can help you to have more enjoyable intercourse if you simply ask each other for consent. Do you think your consent wasn't given, or do you need to talk? Contact the UMD Counseling Center or Prince George's Domestic Violence and Sexual Assault Center. Now, what are you going to do to improve consent culture?